Hey guys, this is Corey with Custom RV in Amarillo, Texas, and today I have a brand new arrival to show you. This is the 2022 Forestriver Surveyor Legend model 240 BHLE. This particular trailer is by far their most popular bunkhouse, and it comes in just over 26 feet in overall length, which is the perfect size for a half-ton truck. Apologize for some wind noise. It's always windy anytime we record, and it doesn't matter if I'm using a special mic or not. It just, I guess that's just West Texas for you. But this particular trailer has so many cool upgrades. They've added a cargo bunk. It's got the Murphy bed, solar, big fridge, outside kitchen. It's pound for pound, I think, one of the best smaller bunkhouses out there. And this is going to compare really well to a 2509S from Rockwood, or whatever the equivalent is for Flagstaff. I forget exactly, but so let's go ahead now, jump onto the inside. We'll do an interior tour, then kind of spin back around the outside, take a look at some of the cool features, and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Do you like it? Do you prefer the 2021 model? I'd like you to know the manufacturers really love your feedback. And by far the biggest change on the interior. Last year this had a U-shaped dinette, and they decided to go with a bigger 2-bench dinette. And the big reason behind that is the U-dinettes are cool. They look like they can seat more people, but in all reality, they're going to seat 4 people. I know a lot of salesmen will tell you that, and I used to be guilty of this, but a lot of salesmen will tell you that they can seat 6 people at the U-dinette. And if they were little kids, maybe, but typically you're only going to really get about 4 people around a U-dinette. So I love this. I think it's a good change, and it's something you don't always see in this floor plan. You typically get a U-dinette, so it's something different. This will turn down into a bed, and I'll show you the storage under there because they've done some pretty cool features with the storage here in a little bit. Now this does have a Murphy bed, and I get it, some people don't really prefer the Murphy bed setup, but here in a minute, hear me out here, because number one, if you want a couch and a dinette in a trailer this size, it's just not going to happen without a Murphy bed. The other nice thing is it saves you so much more money over, say, their 276 BHLE, which is the 32-foot super slide with a dinette and a couch version of this floor plan. And it saves you, I want to say, about $8,000 to $10,000 over the 276 by going with this model. So it's also lighter weight. So you get the same seating area as that 276, but at a length, weight, and cost that is substantially less. And if you appreciate that kind of insight, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and like this video down below. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm and lets us know how we're doing. So, some other things that Surveyor does, and I'll show you how the Murphy bed works here in a minute. But you'll notice they have a little accent light up here, and it's probably not showing up well on the camera, but it's an amber accent light, and I absolutely think that's so cool. It's different. Most people are either going to use blue or white. It's nice to see something just a little different, and it just gives that nice glow that a lot of people look for. As you can see, you do have privacy curtains to separate off the bedroom. Here's kind of a preview of the kitchen space. And of course, we'll come back to all this, and including the bunks here in a minute. Surveyor is using a standard 15,000 BTU Coleman Q Series air conditioner. So that's going to be a little quieter than, say, a Dometic or a Furrion. And it's, I think, possibly even more efficient. Which is something that a lot of people really like. If we look down on the floor, you'll notice you have no floor heater vents. These are all cabinet ducted, as you can see right there, which is, again, something, especially in a bunkhouse, that's a good thing, mainly because the kids aren't going to drop stuff down into the heater vents. Over here, you're going to have your stereo. This is an AM, FM, and Bluetooth stereo system. Right above that is the charge controller for your 80-watt solar panel that comes standard on these Surveyors. That's going to run your lights, your slide-out, water pump, water heater on gas, the 12-volt refrigerator that we'll talk about here in a little bit. And it's just a good battery tender, too. And then right next to that, you're going to have all of your controls. So your slide out, your awning, and some lighting controls up there as well. Now in this particular trailer, and typically these shorter 26-foot Murphy bed models, they don't normally have a good spot for a TV. They're typically over on the wall over by the pantry, or they're next to the bed. I kind of like where they put this one. Yes, you do lose a little bit of overhead cabinet space, but you can see it from the dinette, you can see it from the sofa. So your main seating areas are still able to view the TV. And TVs are technically an option. You can save a little bit of money by not going with the TV, but in this class, you know, kind of that more premium, lightweight style trailer, I think a lot of people would prefer having the TV. And so that's how I've equipped this one here today. But know that it technically is an option. Surveyors are also a little bit taller than your average ultralight. These have a 6'9" interior height. That's from sidewall to sidewall, since they do have the 6'9" sidewalls, which is nice. So what that's going to give you is going to give you a little more room in the shower. It's going to give you a little more room in the bunks, bigger overhead cabinets, taller slide outs. So if you're a little bit taller, you're not going to bump your head as easily on them. And all these windows, they are going to have the, well, if I can get, they're all going to have the pleated nightshades, as you can see right there. And notice you have really good window coverage over here. So you've got 4 windows on your off-camp side. But again, as we kind of spin around, and I know I'm jumping all over the place, but it's something a lot of people really like and care about are windows. You've got this big window over here, and so many times they leave this window out, and you have a nice big window that opens behind your kitchen space. And I absolutely love that. It lets you see what, you know, you get to look at your campsite, which in a bunkhouse you typically don't get to do. All right, guys, before we crack open the storage in the kitchen and living area, I do want to take a minute to talk about the Murphy bed and the bedroom space a little more in depth. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna do this one-handed, because you can really do this this Murphy bed one-handed. So first thing you do is you flip down the couch. It's a standard jackknife sofa, so you just grab it up at the front and then kind of pull out towards you. So now for the Murphy bed, they have this one positive latch here, and this will fold down, and then this mattress here will fold down on top of that. Now this is a 60 by 80 residential queen size Murphy bed, and you don't normally get this specifically without losing a huge chunk of your pass-through storage. Now I get it, it is a bendy bed. It's going to prevent you from putting a real mattress on there, but that's what they make foam toppers and stuff for. Now, it's kind of a trade-off. Some brands will do a one-piece Murphy bed, but you lose out on pass-through storage. And when we get to the outside, if you stick around, take a look at the pass-through storage. Let me know what you think. Do you prefer the bendy bed, or do you want a one-piece Murphy bed? Again, your feedback helps with the manufacturer, letting them know what the customers want. Because they can make anything that dealers will buy, but we don't always see every viewpoint that a customer would have that's going to buy this from us. So your feedback really helps us tell the manufacturers, number one, what you're looking for, and number two, it helps us to stock things that more and more people are gonna like and be interested in owning. So with that being said, you are still gonna have nice closets here. Normally I'd open this up, but I'm keeping this unscripted. So you've got nice hanging closets on both sides of the bed. One thing Surveyor does is their hanging closets are taller than everybody else's, and the reason that they do that is they scoot their hanging closets forward. So if we come back here, and I always do a terrible job at showing this, and I'm going to try to do this without making you too seasick, but if we take this off, you'll notice, number one, there is a household outlet in there, but you also have hidden CPAP storage. You've got the cup holder. Well, let's see if I can get this back in there. And then you can run your cables, say for a phone, back in here. And of course, I'm struggling to get this back in here. I will come back for that. It's hard to do that and film with at the same time. But you have good storage back there, and so many brands don't do that, especially in their Murphy bed models. You are also going to have a second set of household outlets and USB chargers on both sides of the bed up here. You're also going to have a single drawer on this side, full extension, plywood box, ball bearing drawer, guided drawer. And then you're going to have two more over here. Now, I haven't talked about the elephant in the room, and that's that gorgeous front windshield. Now, you do lose out on it if you're going to keep the bed up and down all the time. You know, if you're going to use it all the time. Or, you know, have it in daytime mode. But at night, it's really, you know, it lets some light in at your park. And you don't always have to flip this up. Now, you do to bring the slide out in. But when you're at a destination, you don't have to fold the bed away. But you can if you want to. And that's the beauty of a Murphy bed. It's so flexible. And then, of course, up here you do have some netted cubbyhole storage. And then you do have a vent right here. You could upgrade this to a power vent fan if you want to. You don't have to, but you could if you want. It would be really easy to piggyback the wiring off one of those 12-volt lights for a 12-volt powered fan. So again, let me know, what do you think of this Murphy bed setup? I'd really be curious to hear what your feedback is. And good, bad, ugly, we welcome all kinds of feedback. Just, of course, be respectful to other people's opinions. You know, that not even going to go much more into that. But again, we would like to know your feedback. Alright, so I've got all the storage opened up in the kitchen now, and again, you have the 3 drawers on each side of the bed, but you also have 2, what I call mega drawers, under the sofa. And so many times you either lose out on that storage, or you have to move the sofa up to get to that. And I love that the storage comes out to you. Over here, and this is a very smart addition, you've got a big chunk of storage down here in a part in the kitchen you normally aren't able to get to. All pressed membrane thermofoil style countertops. You do have a high-rise faucet, one-piece farm style sink. Now again, you lose a little bit of overhead cabinets for the TV. Microwave here with the hood range. You are going to have a 3-burner cooktop with the glass cover. Nice little backsplash, and I love the fact that you've got the little utensil holder and knife block back there. So, I don't know of another brand that's doing both of those. Sometimes you'll see the knife block, but not the utensil holder. 2 more full extension plywood box ball bearing drawer guided drawers. You are going to have the oven with the piezo lighter for the oven and the stove down below. You're also going to have the 10.7 cubic foot nor cold 12-volt compressor fridge. One of the neat things on these, Number one, you can run them down going down the road where you can't a gas electric fridge anymore. But specifically to the Norcold one, and again, this will run off of your solar panels. But if you look up here, you'll notice that you have this little moon button. This has that's for quiet mode or nighttime mode. So when you turn this, the fan or the compressor fan will run a little bit slower and keep it a lot quieter so you can sleep. You also have individual adjustments for fridge and freezer, which is nice, and not every one of these 12-volt compressor fridges has that ability. Right over here, you do have nice pantry space or extra kids' clothes space. So tons of storage there. And you're probably wondering, well, where are the dinette doors? I can't get into the storage. Well, Surveyor does this neat new thing. They call it their easy access dinette storage. So the dinette base is on a strut supported arm. So you just take the cushions off, lift up, and you have easy access to the storage. But the nice thing about this, as opposed to a door or a drawer, is you can get to the whole dinette space so much easier. And this is good for like cases of water or cases of soda, things like that. It just makes it easier to get those things in rather than, you know, wrestling through a tiny little door on the front. I absolutely love this. So coming back a little bit further to the bunks, these are 300-pound capacity bunks. You'll notice each bunk is going to have a window. They also each have their own curtain, and you are going to have a 110-volt outlet as well as a light on each bunk. So as we drop down here, you have the same thing, same outlet and light. And the cool thing with this, and I'm going to do this probably not the way that it was intended, but you have the new cargo bunk. And this is so cool. They needed this in this floor plan for so long. So now you can bring in some bikes or kayaks or coolers, extra grills, whatever you have. And the nice thing with this floor plan is you have from that door all the way up to this kitchen peninsula that is unobstructed, and even with the slide out in. And that's so handy. You know, you can put all kinds of stuff in there, and it makes for, you know, especially if your kids like to bring bikes, you don't have to have a 4-bike carrier. You don't have to even have a 2-bike carrier. You can fit 2 small bikes in here pretty easily. And this is, again, this is something that I felt this floor plan needed 2 years ago when it came out. But let me know, do you like this? Would you rather just see, you know, extra storage from the inside, not necessarily the cargo door? And the nice thing, when this is folded down and the mattress is over, the kids cannot get to that. Which is, again, that's a nice thing. That does have a deadbolt privacy lock on there, so you can deadbolt it and prevent the kids from getting in and out of there. So again, let me know your thoughts on that. Yeah, and we'll just kind of give you a nice quick preview of this trailer again. I know I've got some of the storage opened up, but this is by far one of my favorite versions of this floor plan, and we've had it for 3 or 4 years now. All right, guys, let's go ahead now. We'll jump back to the bathroom, and I tell you, if you thought this was good, the bathroom is just as good as the rest of this trailer. Okay, guys, so stepping into the bathroom, first thing you'll notice, you have a nice 30 by 36 inch shower. Now this does have the slow close shower curtain, and you'll notice the ABS plastic surround. Now one thing about Surveyors, they use a bigger corner shelf than a lot of other competing products. A lot of the other ones you'll see out there are about half as big as these. Now again, this does have a 6'9" inch, or 6'9" inch interior sidewall, so you can be upwards of 6'5" and still shower in here comfortably. Got the skylight up top, power vent fan. You could upgrade that to a larger one if you wanted to. Nice little coat or towel hooks, medicine cabinet, You do have the mirror there, and then you have little toothbrush holders down here as well, which is pretty cool. You'll also see that you have a nice backsplash in the bathroom, and normally you don't get that. And notice it's on both sides here. I kind of like the one they were using last year for 2021 myself. You're also going to have a nice thermal foil countertop, big sink. You can fit some, adult hands in there. And then you'll have your water pump and water heater controls. This is for the electric side right there, that little black switch. Tank monitoring panel and some extra storage there. And then they went ahead and mounted the toilet paper holder right there for you as well. Last thing, you do have a porcelain foot flush lever toilet. So you normally don't see that in this price point. But again, just a really simple bathroom, but it does a lot of things that some bigger fifth wheels don't do. So alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for the interior of the 2022 Surveyor model 240 BHLE. Let's go ahead now, we'll jump onto the outside, take a look at some of the cool features there, and we'll see what you think. Alright guys, so we're on the outside of this brand new 2022 Surveyor Legend model 240 BHLE. Again, pardon some wind noise, it is kind of breezy out today. So up front here, you've got a nice fiberglass front end with the integrated automotive grade windshield. You are going to have the power tongue jack standard, two 20-pound propane tanks, rails for your battery. That will have a battery box as part of the delivery, as well as the battery filled propane tanks and a starter kit with all your hoses and connections. And then you have a 12-volt battery disconnect back here, which is so nice because of that 12-volt refrigerator. That way you can kill all power to that. Little upgraded graphics package that gives just a little pop. You've got these extra little swooshes right there. Right over here, this is part of your pass-through storage. You are going to have 4 corner stabilizer jacks. They are manual. 6-gallon gas electric hot water heater, or water heater. And then you've got your potable water fill right there. As we step back a little bit, you'll notice again you do have a slide out on this one. That is prepped for the Solera slide awning toppers, should you want to add one. I don't recommend it, but some people really like those. And then back over here, you're gonna have your city water black tank flush to rinse out the inside of your toilet tank, and your cable and satellite hookup right there. And then if we drop down here, you'll notice there's where your black and gray tank dump is as well. New for 2022, you have these gorgeous looking black aluminum wheels. They just look sharp. And you can see that you do have a rack and pinion gear on that slide out as well. You've got your 2 stabilizer jacks back here on each corner, 30 amp service. You're also going to have your spare tire with the carrier. Believe it or not, some trailers don't come with that, which just shocks me. You still have a rear ladder. Now, I don't know how long that's going to be there, but that may change at some point. Backup camera prep up top. And then this right here is the back side of the cargo bunk. So again, that is a lockable door, which is nice. All LED tail and marker lights. You do have a humongous power awning that goes basically the whole length of the trailer. And then right here you've got they're pretty cool outside kitchen. So there will be a sink that goes here. We just don't have it set up currently. You are going to have a cold water spray port right there, and it'll come with the hose and everything for that. A little bit of prep space back here. There is an electrical outlet and everything back there. Little mini fridge, which, I just noticed that if you have this little extra countertop extension out, you cannot open the fridge. So again, little mini fridge. And then this also does come with, I'll show you where the box for that goes here in just a minute. You also are going to have all magnetic holdbacks on these, which is a really nice feature. Cable and satellite outlet and 110 volt power in case you want to add an exterior TV. Again, this is a dual axle you have outside speakers, an extra porch light right there, and you can see that you do have LED light an LED light strip underneath the power awning. Surveyor does use the larger exterior grab handle, and you do have the 3-step MORryde step above steps. Those will flip up inside the door and have the adjustable feet on them. Lastly, you do have your pass-through storage. Again, you do have a 80-watt solar panel up on the roof, but the cool thing with this does have a slam latch baggage door on this one. Here is that box for the griddle. You can also see that you do have aluminum cage construction throughout this whole trailer, including the bed base. You have a motion sensor light here, so you can turn that. I've got it in motion mode now. You can turn it to off or on. And then this little bit here is for your stabilizer jacks, so you can run them with a cordless drill. And again, you've got the slam latches, as you can see there. Surveyor does also have a fully enclosed and heated underbelly, so it is forced air heat from the furnace, which is a very nice feature. And these also use the Azdel composite sidewalls. What that's going to do for you is it has double the insulation value of wood. It is waterproof, meaning it's rot, mold, and mildew resistant. It is lighter weight than the wood. It has a sound dampening quality, and it doesn't off-gas the formaldehyde. Surveyor also is going to use a one-piece PVC roof membrane that does have a 20-year defect warranty. So if the roof starts to fall apart, the material itself, they will cover that for up to 20 years. And this also reflects more UV light and UV rays, which is going to keep your roof 15 to 20 degrees cooler than the competition. So all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the exterior, or really the whole tour of the 2022 Surveyor Legend 240 BHLE. If you're interested in this travel trailer and you would like pricing and availability, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this trailer, feel free to put those down in the comment section below. You can also shoot me an email at contact@custom-rv.com, or you can give me a call at 806-335-2336 and ask for Corey. Alright guys, again, we thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. We hope that you enjoyed, and we hope that you found this informative. If you could, real quick, do me a favor, hit that like button down below. That lets us know how we're doing, and lets us know that you're enjoying the videos that we're putting out there. And please feel free to consider subscribing. We're at about 585 subscribers by this point, which is September 2021. I'd love to get as close to 1,000 by the end of this year that we can. And we thank you everybody that has subscribed and watched our videos so far. Alright guys, remember at Custom RV, we don't do any hidden dealer fees. We leave that up to the big dealers. And we know that RVs are made for women, so men can go camping. Alright, thanks again for watching, y'all, and we'll talk to you again very soon.